trying to be ourselves, and that's what was big for me growing up. I wanted to always be myself because all I see around me just people trying to be each other, and they just at the end of the day you're lost because after school, who's gonna care who you are? You know,
that's big fact.
Like nobody's gonna care that you got in the most fights in school. Don't nobody care unless you go into boxing, bro. You go into box.
I'm extremely passionate about helping corporate professionals transition into entrepreneurship. So I had to share the one thing, the number one thing that helped me develop as an entrepreneur, and that's the morning meetup. I joined the morning meetup specifically for the structure because I'm leaving corporate America, so I'm used to those morning huddles. We got our sales, we know what our goals are, and we get our day started. So I was missing that for 2 years before I even found the morning meetup. Now the second thing that I really benefited from was the revenue. Revenue generating activities was not necessarily a thing before 2021. Now I had my LLC, I had my website, I had a few clients here and there, but the momentum really took off as soon as I got around like-minded individuals and people who really knew the struggles that I was already dealing with, that I could get over my fear of sales and communicating my value and putting myself out there on social media. The friends that I've developed, the mentors and the mentees that I've created relationships with, everything has really created this environment for us to thrive as entrepreneurs. So if you want to develop as an entrepreneur, you're leaving corporate America and you're trying to figure out how do I get my footing in entrepreneurship, then the morning meetup will definitely be a game changer for you. You can learn with us, you can grow with us. And I didn't even mention that we have a book club. Join us in the community. Let's get started today. You will not regret it.
Welcome to a special edition of the Work and Play podcast. It's special clearly because I have 3 beautiful souls in here with me today. So on the Work and Play podcast, I get to talk to my boss friends about their transitions from their 9 to 5 into entrepreneurship and the journeys and the ups and downs that life has taken us all through that path, especially my guests. So this is a really dope episode because I get to get into 3 specific stories and talk about how they all connected.
For sure.
So without further ado, would you like to introduce yourself?
You want to go first?
I'm Truck, 1/3 out of Trai Solo.
I'm Leezy, 1/3 Trai Solo.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
Trendy, 1/3, baby. You know what's going on.
That's right, Trai Solo. And you guys are a music group in Mississippi.
Big fact.
And so tell me a little bit more about your music career before we get into the journey from 9 to 5 to music.
All right, so I think I'll take this one. So we grew up in the church. So we started with choir. He was always been the strongest vocals. So he led choir more than us. You know, Jay was younger than us, so he wasn't even in the same choir. Like Jay, he was on his own a lot. So that's kind of why I think he was doing what he was doing. You know, he was trying to find his way himself. But when it come to the music, like he led the choir. I always had his back growing up. You know, even though I was the older brother, I let him do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't trying to steal the spotlight or nothing like that. I always knew he had the strongest vocal. So when we did talent shows and stuff, I give him the lead part. You know, because I'm dumb competitive, uber competitive. So our best chance of winning talent shows and stuff like that was to him to showcase his vocals. So we won a lot of stuff, like 8th grade. It sounded like a full-blown concert. The whole school was in the auditorium and every sound's bouncing off the wall. We was extremely nervous and we were praying together. We were holding each other's hand. We was praying and we was like, God, give us the confidence to go out here and do this. It was our first concert ever.
First one.
And as soon as we got done praying, we heard the other people get done. And everybody was cheering and stuff. And got nervous, dumb nervous. And then they announced us. At the time, we went by the Young Brothers. That was our last name.
Young?
Yeah. So we went by the Young Brothers. And
Y'all know my last name is Young?
For real?
Yeah.
That's dope.
It's family.
It's dope. That's dope. Yes, let's do it for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, young, we never get old. You know, we stay young
Never.
forever. Young
For
forever.
sure. Oh yeah, that's another conversation that
Yeah.
we'll talk about.
Yeah. You know.
But so as the crowd, they announced us, it went up an octave.
Scream.
It got louder.
Louder.
So all the nervousness and stuff went out the window. So we went out there, we shook it up. We went out there, shook up, and we just did our thing. And by the end of the show, we had people trying to get on stage like we've been doing this for years. And it was a lady in the crowd that she did music and stuff like that. and she gave us her card. And growing up, before we were even born, my mom was always told she couldn't have kids. She went to 3 different doctors in multiple states. So when she had me, when she found out she was having me, she couldn't believe in the stuff the family, they won a lottery, you know. So when they came to us about possibly taking us to do music, she shut down. Our mother, she didn't really let us do that. We didn't pursue the studio time, none of that like that. So we just kept doing smaller shows. We performed at Forest Hill games, Jackson State games, basketball games when Coach Brent became the coach. That's our cousin. Yeah, I don't know if you know, the head coach at Jackson State. Yeah. Okay. So he had got us shows, we're performing at halftime. Okay. So that's where we kind of started. And then we kind of pulled away from it when it came to basketball. And at this time, he's still a youngin'. So he started playing sports. He got into football, and he was really good at it. And then, as the years went by, we ended up finding it again. So I told you we started young in the choir and stuff.
I used to love Michael Jackson. We couldn't listen to rap music growing up.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Only way we got to listen to rap music was Lil Wayne, first rap songs Lollipop or something.
Yeah, Lollipop.
Let me ask you this though. How would you now, because the story is extremely relevant, and I feel like it's boiling to a place where we can understand that y'all got so many. I know this, but everybody else doesn't know this. What would you say is your genre?
I can I do it?
Do your thing.
I would say alternative. Nowadays, back then, if you wanted to be in music, you were pushed into a genre, and if you exited that genre in any kind of way, just experimenting, you lose fans. But nowadays, they are pushing that you are very versatile and you can go through different genres that. Yeah. And I love that. I'm inspired by that.
Yeah, for sure.
Got it.
For sure.
That's why we would be at home. I call it he say alternative, and then I'd be pop soul. Yeah. I made that. I was pop soul.
Yeah.
With a hint of R&B.
Yeah, so it's some of everything. One song I'd be rapping. One song he'll be singing. Another song he'll be doing both. So and then our manager Cash, he came to us with an idea one day, and he was y'all should try going back and forth tennis. One of y'all rap, then the other one jump in, then the other one jump in. So we just shot a video yesterday. So when we shot this video yesterday, the cameraman was even confused. He was like, "So who's next?" He
said he couldn't tell the difference.
He was like,
"So it sounded like too."
That's so our voices mixed.
All you guys sing?
Yeah, we all can hold a note.
We all can hold a note.
He's the strongest. He's the strongest.
He gonna give you a little bit of props, but he just let y'all know that's my strength.
Yeah, that's his strength.
Everybody know that's what I do. I don't rap. I will, but it's not what I'm used to.
He's getting comfortable in the rap.
I'm getting comfortable.
I keep trying to get him more rappy and stuff.
He throws me in the water.
I'm a mega song for the Trai Solo. I write a lot of the hooks sometimes, and so I purposefully say I'm doing the chorus this time, and I'm gonna write you a verse that's really rappy, just so you can just see that you can do it. Your voice is we found out early that our voices are made really for music. People around us be y'all sound like rappers when y'all talk, you know what I'm saying. So or when we rap somebody else's song, they was y'all sound like y'all supposed to be doing it. Yeah. So I always told him, I was I write this for you, go crazy. And he might not even do it to the T. He'll do it to where it fits him. So that's why a lot of our music sounds a lot of people don't believe sometimes when they feel I could be singing something and I didn't write it. He could have wrote it. Or I'll write something, he's singing it or he's singing it. But it's because when we portray it to each other, the other two secure the vibe. They hear it. They hear it.
Very important.
Secure the vibe. I love the way you said it. Sorry, keep going.
For sure. Yeah, so I sing something and he'll give it right back to me. Yeah. And he'll add something to it. He'll be like, "Oh, let's try this."
And it took a while. It took a while to get like that.
Yeah.
Because I was always good at imitating voices.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I'm a big Michael Jackson fan when I was growing up. And then after it was Chris Brown, maybe more pop like Justin Bieber. So I was great at imitating voices. So when it came to writing my own, I was drawing blanks because I don't know my sound I don't know my sound. I know everyone else's though. Like
yeah, it's so hard just to find our own sound.
I can hear it though. Like I can hear. That's how it was easy for me to transition into making my own. Or when he writes something for me, I can make it my own because I've been imitating voices for so long. And it's like once you do that, once you learn, when you get the ear for certain notes, the way you hit a certain note, the way you go into that note, once you like learn that, it's easy.
It's real easy.
So for the record, tell us how many, so what platforms can most people find you on, and then how many followers, what's your following like?
Really, you can find us everywhere. We're on YouTube, we're SoundCloud, we're Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Shazam. You can Shazam it. You can really get it anywhere. And as far as following base, like our first project, he showed us like everything I've been telling you about marketing and stuff, I learned from him. Now the Spotify part, I took it and ran with it, like learning how to get on playlists and stuff. But
shout out to the manager.
Yeah, for sure. Cash definitely does
shout out Cash
above what we asked him to do for sure.
Yeah,
but so like our first project, it probably did like 3,000, 4,000 streams in like a month time. So that was really crazy to us. Like just that, we was like, wow.
The first one.
Then we dropped Fort My Night. Fort My Night got over 20,000 streams.
Fort My Night, 20,000 streams on it.
Yeah, in a like 2-3 week span. So like on my thing, I just showed this at 400 some monthly listeners.
Yes.
It said like 20,000, 22,000 at the time. It was last year, like September,
June, July,
yeah, something like that.
June, July area, like
yeah. So and then like COVID got uber serious and we stopped posting. I ain't gonna lie, I can't speak for the group, but I got hella sad. Like I never stopped making music, but my music, I started to make a lot of sad music, and it was just because I feel like we had the momentum and we let it die. And we and I know I got a history of giving up like on stuff that I shouldn't. Like I don't give up. I didn't give up in school, like high school and stuff. Like I never gave up in sports, you know. But it's a difference between giving up and choosing a different path. You know what I'm saying? You don't give up on life. You just adjust it what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So yeah. So with the music, we just dropped. I told you like 3 weeks ago, and it just jumped real good. So like that's why we're here. That's why we're able to talk to you, because we are hell bent on not letting this die. So just the streams, like you look at the numbers, and we really are growing.
Yeah.
So like we started at 3,000 and it dropped. So we really don't have a set number. We know we have people listening because we're always getting DMs about how much we love your music and stuff. Like random people.
Yes.
Like people from Miami. We got new producers we work with from Berlin.
Ireland.
Like so they send us beats. And we wake up in the morning, we brush our teeth, we listening to new music. Like how can we make this the best possible song? They trusted us with their music. Yeah. Cause they believe in us.
And we build a relationship with these people.
Yeah,
like most of the time we don't pay for it up front. Like our beats.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just send it to it and be like, here, free beat, or here, you can write to this, and whenever y'all drop, we'll discuss business then.
Is it usually good stuff?
Yeah. The beats.
Yeah.
And talking about the beats they send?
And the guy's he's from Germany. He's from Germany.
So you getting vibes from Germany.
Yeah. And they're hits, like
Yeah, a couple of them we played, dudes from Berlin.
Yeah, dudes from Berlin.
Yeah.
One thing that so thank you for setting the tone, because I think one thing that's really dope is there's so many people out here trying to make it in music, and you just gave me the numbers so that people can understand like what the numbers look like when you're on an uptick, when you're not necessarily being as consistent, but also what that reach looks like. So thank you for setting the tone from a
I thank you, because that's what I look for when I watch stuff like this. Like when I watch R.I.P. Juice WRLD or Lil Baby, like they don't really tell you about the before. They talk about when they pop. You know, they'll tell you their life, some of their life story, but they won't tell you about like, dang, at one point, man, I only had 50 streams. Yeah. And how did it make you feel when you saw you only had 50 streams? Like that's important. Like
you go live and only got one person watching.
95%, 98, 99% of the people that make music feel that. Like a lot of people don't get that traction they want. And we trying to break into that 1%, you know, like. Yeah. So I just feel like people should know about that, like, cause that's what I look for when I watch the interview. Like,
I got you. Like, what is the story?
Yeah, exactly. The real one, not the stuff that they want. You think they want?
I don't want the cliche. I want the real, authentic. Like, what's going on? How'd you get here, bro?
Yeah. Like, cause when you look at Lil Baby, you like, did he really start at 0?
Yeah. Did he really?
Did he?
Right. We don't know.
Did Juice WRLD really start at 0?
Right. Okay.
Or did he have somebody to elevate him?
Drake.
Right. How did he elevate?
Did he really feel the struggle?
Mm-hmm.
Did he?
Like of having to, or like not doing it the fast way. Like man, you don't know how many times I thought, I'm like, bro, I can really go over here. Like I got connections to that world and go make some money so I could be out here every weekend. Or I can be in LA every weekend. Or I can fly anywhere and shoot that video. Get that feature. And cheat the system almost. Get to where you want to be, but not know how to deal with it. Not know how to deal with that much money at one time because you didn't get the foundation. What we doing now? Yeah. Learning how to manage a trip, build a budget for a trip. You know, shout out to him.
That's why I feel like we should go at our own pace. You know, because when you rush stuff like that, if you can be an overnight sensation, like you can build overnight success, all that success can be gone overnight.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how the way I feel. Like people grow up with you, they love you, they love what you do. Like it's hard for them to go away from you. Like
I'm glad you. One of the things that you said. So when it comes to you guys' music career, the one thing I want to put a pin in is that you said this off camera. So I know this is where your heart is. Being able to go through the journey not only allows you to understand what it takes to build your success, but also allows you to teach other brands to do that. So we're gonna get back to that for sure. But each and every one of you guys has your own journey, your own career journey, your own journey to find your passion. And what I love that you said, I think we might even title this whole show, this whole episode. But you had to find your sound.
For sure.
Not only in music, but we have to find our sound in our career. So I do want to get into you guys' career journey. And I guess we can start with you, Trucky. Truck.
Not Trucky, yeah. That's what they call me. Look, Trucky Trees is here to please.
Talk up stuff, boy.
Tell us, where did you guys grow up? And then we can go into your specific journey.
We grew up in Jackson, Mississippi. Born and raised. We were going to private school from 2 years old, 1 year old, all the way up until around, I was in 6th grade and 8th grade for him, and 4th grade for him. Okay. So we went to public school, and I think I did 4 years of public school. You did
8, 9, 10, 11, 4 years.
4 years and
too many.
Yeah, he started in 4th grade, and I think you went all the way up to 10th grade, 9th grade. Right. So 4th grade all the way up to 9th grade.
In public school.
He was in public school.
I was in some of the worst ones too. Man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. It was really wild. Not even lying.
Oh yeah, you couldn't hear about the story. Just go on.
Yeah. What was I saying?
You were talking about you guys grew up in Mississippi, went to private school.
For sure.
And you gave each individual's time in public school.
For sure. School. Oh, so me, younger, I was like I wouldn't say a weird kid, but I wasn't like
definitely the laid back.
Yeah, I wasn't like
at all. He just sleep all the time.
See how I'm tall? I slept a lot younger. I didn't do much per se. I just like to sing. I like to look up at animals. Like I love animals. That was my thing. Still my thing. And that was it. Just sleep, eat, and freaking sing songs until my mom told me to be quiet. But yeah, and then I hit a growth spurt around like 6th grade, 7th grade. I hit a growth spurt. I went from like 5'3" to like 6 foot.
5'3" to see you guys. Yeah. That summer growth spurt.
And like a summer and a half, maybe like a little bit after school started. So I just grew tall. And I didn't even play basketball in middle school. I still was just singing, doing performances like choir, talent shows, freaking graduations, just singing. And then when I got to high school and I tried out for Callaway's basketball team, 9th grade, and I made it simply off of my height. There were guys that were better than me there, and I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't good at basketball. I just hit a growth spurt, and I've been playing with him for a couple of years, so I knew how to, use my left hand. That's it. So 9th grade, that went by, and we left. My mom didn't like the way public school was. Like at this time, public school was really bad. In Jackson,
I was flunking. Yeah. So I wasn't focused on school. I was so focused on being better at sports.
Exactly.
So
your mom put you guys in private school, so education was important to her.
Yeah. So we could
I always been good at school. Well, I'm not gonna say I always been
focus.
Good. Yeah, exactly.
Because in public school, I had you have a 4-block day.
Exactly.
Yeah, first, second, third, fourth.
Whoa.
I'd spend 2. What is it? It's 4 terms, 2 semesters. I spent the first 3 terms in the gym. I didn't go to class. Some of my teachers really didn't know who I was. When we went to the last private school I went to, the teacher that flunked me and I had to take calculus, I was pretty good at school. Like I was taking calculus, not pre-calculus, as an 11th grader.
Okay.
So I was smart. I just wanted to play basketball.
Exactly.
And I wanted to prove myself.
Focus on something else.
Yeah, and I figured out it really wouldn't work for me unless I used both.
So when you were younger, you wanted to be a basketball player?
100%.
Got it.
So in my senior year, we went to the same school. He was at Powell. So when we went to Veritas's private school, I actually got my grades together because they actually told me I'd be able to graduate if I had graduated. If I finished the last year with all A's. So I did it. The same class I flunked, I passed with an A because I just applied myself. I wasn't a dumb kid. I just wanted to play basketball, and I was never in class. So I ended up making the state all-star team my senior year, but I couldn't get a scholarship to play basketball because like I said, I had like a 1.23 GPA my first 3 years. In my senior year, I had like a 3.8, something like that. So I was really trying to swing the fact that I turned my life around to get scholarships, but it didn't work. So I was the only person on the state all-star team that didn't have any offers.
Got it. So you were good, but you didn't apply yourself in
I'm
college.
a prime example that I didn't apply myself in school.
Same thing happened to me, but I got lucky. I was the same way. I didn't care at first. Like even when I went to private school, I played tennis. Like I was just an athlete, so I played all type of sports. I played tennis. They wouldn't even let me finish the season because my grades were bad. So school, after you graduated, the school closed down because it was a small school. And me and him went to Hartfield Academy. It's another private school, but it was in Flowood, Mississippi.
Okay.
And that's where I got my that's where I got my focus with school, because I realized I could be as good as I want in basketball, but if I don't have a certain GPA, I'm going home. Like I gotta go start flipping burgers or something. Like I can't even go to community college and your scores are bad too. Like your ACT or SAT scores, if those are bad too, you literally you messed up. You can't do nothing. So I turned my life around my 11th grade year, and since then I've been a bookworm basically, and it's really where I found like a real love for the animal science, like science in general. I was a science kid, but yeah, it started there. I was just like Lee. I didn't care nothing else about school at all. It was just basketball and singing.
And you said yours was a little bit different, so you did go to school on a scholarship, right?
I did. I did. So when we won state, we went 37-5 my senior year, and we won state. And then after that, All-Star game, you see how he was on the All-Star team and he played. They didn't let me play. My school, they had me go on this mission trip because it was a Christian school too. You know, my mom's, you know, very religious. We grew up in religion, so
sounds like it had a nice upbringing.
for sure.
It was okay.
Yeah, for sure. But
We all everybody leaves with a little scrapes and bruises.
for sure.
The top 3 responses that I get when I ask, why do you want to leave corporate America, are that you want financial freedom, you want to own your own time, and you want to build a legacy for this generation and generations to come. Now, this is not a solo job. In order to transition from your 9 to 5 into entrepreneurship, it's going to take community and it's going to take resources. And I've created the community of pioneers who are going to wrap around you and help you make that transition successfully. So if you're interested in leaving your job, go ahead and click that information below. Let's get into the community and let's transition from your 9 to 5 into entrepreneurship successfully. Now let's get back to the episode.
But instead of having me go to the All-Star game, they put me in as an alternate, and they made me go to the Dominican Republic and Haiti for a mission trip.
Wow.
And I hate planes. Like, that was my first time ever being on a plane. I knew I hated it because
I was just about to say, how you know you hated it, but it was your
Because we
first
don't like
time.
heights.
I knew I hated it. You can look at something and know you don't like it.
Okay.
It's not like people. You can't just look at people and be like, I hate you.
Right, you gotta get to know.
But an airplane,
No.
you can look at it and be
You can
like,
look
bro,
at that and tell.
that's bad news.
It's
Oh, my
nothing
goodness.
about that screams safety to me. Like,
Yeah.
Like, I drank so much apple juice on that plane and so much, and ate so many, like, roasted peanuts. Like, I was on edge.
Just ready to get up out
I was like, bro, I gotta do something, bro.
But you made it. You made it there and back.
I made it there and back. It was a 1.5 hour flight to Atlanta, and then it was like 3:45 to Santo Domingo.
Yeah.
The capital of the Dominican Republic. And then it was like an 8-hour drive from there to freaking Haiti. So we was on the road, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Okay. So I can't help but wonder, this whole time you're cultivating your passion for basketball, and you also had a little bit of love for music on the inside.
For sure.
You have your passion for music, and you have your passion for nature.
Yeah.
And then your growth spurts kind of got you into basketball.
For sure.
Now, while they're doing all of this, what are you doing?
Oh man, this is gonna be
This
the best
finna be,
part.
yeah, this finna be it right here.
That what you call oh yeah, but yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna go crazy.
Yeah, I'm a
but I'm
little.
gonna do it.
Yeah, my story a little different. Man, I remember like I was 6 years old and I wrote my first song. It was crazy in the middle of the night. Just wrote my first song, but I never even did nothing with it. I just woke up in the middle of the night and just wrote something.
Do you remember what it was about?
Yeah, it was about being available to God. It was kind of similar to that song. Man, y'all already know, but it was a wild road for me, man. I was kind of on my own. I had to find my own way. Cause I was never around them like that throughout the day. I'm by myself, you know. And I went to some of the worst schools, but like it wasn't as bad as people think though. It was like a good experience for me because it taught me how like not to be like everybody else. Because all I seen was just him trying to impress him trying to impress him. They trying to impress them. I'm like,
school students.
Yeah, just people just trying to fit in, and you just see me over here, just trying to unravel everything, trying to understand my purpose and why I am like here right now, like what I was doing. So I mean, so I went into football for a little bit. I had a passion for football, but I never grew like. That boy had a growth spurt.
Yeah, I was a middle kid,
Man.
so once he saw me grow, he was like, yeah, me next.
But you didn't want to grow up, you wanted to grow out to take those hits.
Man, yes. I wanted to go a little tall, man. Ooh, I was his height, man.
But they didn't like to go to sleep. I love sleep.
Yeah, see, I always stayed up because like, I love my experience. Like I won't never regret anything I've been through because it taught me everything. Like I'm a people person now, but at the same time I'm not. Like if I don't know you, I'm not the person to just express myself to you. But like if we're like becoming business partners or something on those terms, you know, I am way more open because I understand the approach of like where we're both coming from. I'm not picking at like his brain, not picking at mine, trying to get, you know, an edge, you know, and just trying to be ourselves. And that's what was big for me growing up. I wanted to always be myself because all I see around me just people trying to be each other, and they just at the end of the day you're lost because after school who's gonna care who you are, you know?
That's big fact.
Like nobody's gonna care that you got in the most fights in school. Don't nobody care unless you go into boxing, bro. You going to box? Otherwise, bro, let it go,
You the best fighter.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I can't say that he didn't never get it though.
Okay.
Because you know, he did have his rough time, you know.
Yeah, they really seen it, man. I'm blood, man. They really seen it.
But tell them what your teacher told you.
Which one?
I mean, what the headmaster told you.
Oh, you talking about the graduation?
Yeah.
He
like
told
this
me.
always blows my
Yeah,
mind.
He told me he didn't think I was gonna make it through, but like if you really knew me, like if you knew me as a person, I'm super smart. But
That's
I was
what
gonna
I
waste
was
my
gonna say.
time.
Who tells a kid that?
Who tells somebody? But he was very smart though.
Man, I looked at him and I was like, thanks for letting me know. I already knew this though the whole time because I always can feel people's energy, like in the room. Like I was always a observer. Like I can tell somebody don't like me. I mean, it never phases me, but like I know, so I know to keep my distance. Okay. But I had to always be around him because he was my headmaster. So he was in love with him because he's he was star.
Well, let me say, I was
always in trouble. That boy was just a hooper.
I respected him. I respect, like, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I don't want to give the headmaster too much spotlight because at the end of the day, we are here today and you guys are creating good music. I think the point of that statement is to say, one, he was wrong because you did make it out, and then two, exactly. So
I never let them the people there. I never like when I went to school. I never let the people around me get to know me because I know how they are. The only person that really know me is him, for real. And I had one more friend. I had one more friend. I swear it was only us two, and nobody else know me. Like I would look at you cause I have a resting mean face. Like that's me. Like if you know me, it's hard to understand me because if you don't know me, I'm not finna act like I like you because I don't know you. Like
it's basically what he's saying. He's not fake.
I'm not. I'm really not.
What
like,
you see
I'm finna come blunt.
Give you 100%.
Yes.
That's why I'm proud. I'm proud of him because like he wasn't doing no class work at first. I go to college. I come back and dude's getting hundreds on math tests. Like
man, cause like it just like you said, applying yourself. But I knew I could always make my way through because like I did it since I was a kid, man. I knew school was whack, man. I was like, bro, let me just make my C's and B's and get out of here.
So tell me, what was the point at which you guys decided to come back together and you recognized now was the time to start creating music together?
You do not want to even know how hard it was for us to deal with the fact that we could not drop music until he graduated.
That's why I pointed at him. He
did. So
it was
what's the year you graduated?
2019, because I graduated.
So we've been writing music. We've been writing music since 2018.
I'm in there just making music all class period. I'm in there just making music. Ask him, he know every time he came to school what I'm doing.
Hey, no cap on my computer in the back.
Oh yeah, you know.
Did you guys have an agreement that after he graduates, that's
we were gonna take off like a rocket?
Oh, so you guys were invested in his education. Like first and foremost,
like
and then once he graduated, that gave you guys license to go full throttle.
That's why we work.
I graduated literally a week after he did.
That's why we work, because each and every one of us, like we love each other so much. We put their needs before ours.
Yeah, so, I literally put them. I would put them on my back at any point of time. Y'all understand how much I care about my family and the people around me. Like
and people try to tell us like, as y'all get bigger, y'all have to worry about people trying to destroy y'all, trying to break y'all. Even our manager said it, and we explained it to him. Bro,
We ain't worried about that.
We ain't worried. That's
Blood wouldn't make us. You know what I'm saying? Like if we work each other's blood, I feel like we'll still be blood brothers.
Yeah,
like it's crazy.
Because at the end of the day, we know how each other think. We know how each other react to certain situations.
Exactly.
We wouldn't just, you know how like the media like to twist stuff around, try to start drama. See, but we understand each other to a point to where we'll come to each other if it comes to that point and like, you know, talk about it. But like that, but really, we don't really be mad at each other like that. Most of the time, if we mad, we just,
man.
You know, but like. We were never the type to just like hit on each other.
No, even our father is still learning this. Like our father, like he stopped, you know, being around all this. He was always in our life, but he wasn't always in the house.
In the house, no.
So like when we start spending a lot more time with him as we got older, cause now we have cars. So now we are literally at his house every day. We'll go see him and stuff like that. We'll write music at his house, and he'll see. Like I remember the first time he really saw us argue. Like he see us get into it as kids, you know. Yep. But get into a full blown argument, like look like someday you wouldn't come back from as people, you know what I'm saying? But we argue like that all the time because we are always around each other.
And being around,
you're gonna get tired of. You're not gonna always have.
You're always ready to play, like
I'm always ready to play. He never ready to play.
That's what I'm saying. So like we know each other.
I can see that. I can feel that energy.
See, but look, but then this one, he come mess with me at the wrong time.
I'm
making beats now. He want to come.
And I'm on his side at this point. I'm like, you always playing.
Yeah, I'm making beats now. Now you want to come mess with me?
Look, y'all are funny. Okay, so now I'm getting it. So the timeline goes. You started being interested in basketball first, and music was the second love.
Basketball was always first. I was heartbroken when I realized the day came that I knew I wasn't.
That you weren't gonna play. And for you, music was the first love. You got animals and nature. And you were in college. You were in school. Really, music from a jump. And also, I hear some spirituality as well.
For sure.
Kind of understanding what your purpose was, and just moving through life and understanding that like your God-given purpose on this earth.
For sure.
I never really listened to other people because. Other people be saying some weird stuff. Like, man, where do you even get that concept from?
You mean like from a spiritual perspective?
Like, yes. Okay. Like, I was like, man, go meditate.
I hear it. So, do you meditate?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you start meditating?
Well, like, you know, so Rona came. So Rona came. Rona came. I was really under the grid in my cave, trying to better my beats, you know, trying to, you know, become better as a musician just in general. So like, I was staying with him and my dad at the time. So I mean, stuff went crazy.
So when was that? 20?
It was like 2019. Yeah, it was like, cause as soon as I graduated, I went straight into working. I didn't go to college because I know I went. Yeah, so I went straight into working. So I went straight into roofing and like painting and stuff. But then I cut it out and I just made music for like 20 hours a day. I just stay up all night and sleep 4 hours. I'm back up working. I did it for a year. So now I'm here now, and he done brought me an opportunity. Cause he know I wasn't finna work for no.
Talking about your best friend?
Yeah, he knew I wasn't working for like no $10 an hour. No, I wasn't doing it. I'd much rather just sit there and work in the cave. But I mean, it came with some. They actually was paying great, so
money right. I work.
Yeah. I actually came back out.
What was the opportunity?
Floor installing, just doing like.
Okay.
But like for me, that's actually easy work because I used to work on the roof all day, man. Like,
okay.
You know, it's a big step for me, and I'm actually getting paid more for doing less. Like that's how I look.
That's how
you
supposed to.
Did you guys create your own business doing that?
No, our boss did though. Like our boss is actually still younger because like he made his business and. Now he got us, and he got a lot of business. I'm talking about, man, he make calls all day, all throughout the day, don't he?
All on the phone.
Man,
but what I hear is that the music never left you.
Never.
Okay.
See, but I never actually had like training, like choir training. I never like actually like when I went to choir.
You guys were in choir.
Yeah. See, they actually performed and stuff.
Actually, was done with music.
Yeah.
Like I went full on basketball. Didn't pick up a rhyme. Didn't sing. I mean, I was singing in the shower, you know, but. Other than that was it.
I say all the time, I was my choir.
I was actually taught how to breathe and
see that what I'm saying. I never they were actually trained how to do that. They actually had like piano lessons at a younger age. I never had none of that stuff. I had to like lock in on myself.
Feel like a ground up.
Yeah, like I had to literally build my blocks and then put them together.
And he's still very raw.
Yeah, that's how it feels.
Still very raw. And he's very talented.
So I'm starting to understand the mesh between everybody, right? And I still need to get a little bit clear on each and every one of you guys' pivot. So I kind of understand your journey and how you went up through school and then you went into roofing, which has been lucrative for you. Now, you were first sports, and then you said you can't. I got to get to the point where you say you hated, you couldn't really sit with the idea that you weren't going to be going into basketball. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Oh man, that was probably one of the darkest times for me. I picked up a lot of weight.
For sure.
Like, I'm not small now neither. But at one point I was down. Like, stress works in different ways.
Yeah.
So like at one point I was I wanted to go I was trying to find myself. Like, so I came back home from Rush. Like, I couldn't play basketball no more. I tried to do the choir thing. And choir, they wasn't giving me my scholarship. So me and my mom talked about it, and it was best for me to stay home.
Okay.
So I stayed and went to Holmes Community College. So I was more like him. I hated school. I just did it because I knew it was necessary to play basketball. So like, just going to school wasn't doing it for me. And like, people was trying to befriend me, you know, wanting to be around, like, just like wanted like new people. Yeah. As you're in the world, people are going to want to, especially if you're
a good person.
Like, I raise my hand in class, I know the answers, I get good grades. Like, so I was trying to do it the right way, or it's what they call it the right way. Go to school, look and get a good job. Well, it was so boring, and it was so not what I wanted. I started to pick up weight, and so I was like, I'm gonna try to get on the military. I tested good for the Army. I got like a 75 on the ASVAB. And I got this job to where I had to work on satellites and stuff like that. I thought that would be fun. So like, I'll be able to tell them, like, the people that actually on the ground. I'd be like, you have so many people in here. You got so many heat signatures in here. There's people in here. Don't go in there. That was gonna be my job. So I loved the thought of it. Loved it. Yeah. So they told me, all right. First they said I was overweight, and then I ended up making weight. Then I don't have my glasses on now. I left them at the Airbnb by accident. But I have something called astigmatism. Yeah, in both eyes. And then my left eye has something called keratoconus, which is scar tissue on the pupil. Okay. So one day I might have to get surgery, you know.
What does the astigmatism do? Because I have
so you know how like a camera, and you twist the lens to focus it.
Yeah.
Imagine it being twisted to where it's blurry, and it doesn't turn off. That's how I see. So like, my eyes are shaped like a football.
Like football, your eyes supposed to be shaped like
most people's eyes are shaped like circular, like spirit, but mine's more football shaped.
Like football.
Okay, and when you see, everything is always blurred unless you have glasses on. So the glasses actually fix it.
Yes, and then like, I didn't wear glasses for like 5 years.
Oh, so you were just out here struggle busting.
But that's because my eyes got better on their own.
Really?
Yes, and I started to wear glasses again when I got hired at UPS, and my insurance kicked in, so I went and eye exam, got glasses. I started to wear glasses again, and it felt like my eyes got worse again. Maybe because my eyes started to depend on the lenses again and not on my own eyesight. Yeah. So when I started to take the glasses off, I started to struggle to see again. Like now I struggle, like right now. Like, y'all are kind of blurry, all y'all. So. Okay.
You've been handling it though. I would never have.
He's a trooper for sure.
Yeah, he definitely a pro at it.
But so that's why I couldn't go into the military. There was a $50,000 signing bonus I missed out on top of what I would have been getting paid. So like, that hurt me because I thought I was finding something that I wanted to do. So I came back home. And it's the same thing, going to school, come home, going to school, come home. And I found myself playing video games. I was always good at video games, but I don't know if you heard the NBA, they started a league, like the 2K league. It's a virtual league for people that are really good at the game, and you get drafted, you get flown out to New York.
What? On the video?
And you get paid 6 figures to play video games. I was in the draft pool for that. Like, I almost got drafted. I interviewed with Shaq.
Okay.
Like Shaq is the general manager for Sacramento Kings.
Okay.
So, like,
And you interviewed that guy that was in the movie.
Oh yeah, Jerry Ferrera. You know Jerry Ferrera? You seen Think Like a Man?
Think Like a Man, yes.
Yeah, Gabrielle Union's husband in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, he's the Knicks general manager.
Okay.
The Knicks gaming team. He's their general manager.
Okay.
So I interviewed with him too. So like I was this close to doing that full time. I'd be playing video games full time, making 6 figures.
Okay.
I didn't get drafted. That hurt me. You know what I'm saying? So, and at this time, UPS, even my supervisor at work for like, you're losing a lot of weight. I got out to like 165, and I normally hover around 185, 190.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Looking kind of sickly.
Yep. That's what they said when I went to the doctor. So, I ended up trying the music thing. I was writing. I told you I was writing poems and stuff. And that's when me and Simba reconnected. Got up playing the piano. So like at this time, I just made a song like with him. I used to pull up to his house every day. I spend the night at his house. We smoke, you know, and I started to make music, and I liked it. Don't pay attention to that guy. So I started to make music, and I liked it, and ever since then it's been like a drug. So like I was like, basketball didn't work out.
Trying to do something else.
The army didn't work out.
Trying to do something else.
School don't work out. So I was like, wow, this music thing. And this guy, yeah, I'm putting you on blast right now. Putting you on blast.
Known this guy all our life.
All right, so back when it was just me and him, we had did a song, and it did really well. It did like 1,000 views in the first day, like on YouTube. We had dropped it, and I showed it to him. He was like, I ain't gonna lie, it's good. It's good. You're talented, but you're not ready. It broke me. It didn't break me. Obviously, I'm here, but I thought it broke me. You know. So as the next year went by, we just got better, and we dropped another song. But this time it was as all three of us. Like we made
finally here.
Yeah, that's how we got here. Yeah. So like, we made a pact that we weren't gonna make no more music till he graduated.
Right.
So it wasn't Trai Solo yet. It was something we called Divinity 3.
Love it.
So, and my cousin, I love her to death, but at the time she hurt our feelings. She was like, that name is whack. That name is whack. Divinity 3? Who you think that's gonna listen to y'all? Like, listen to your name. You need something to stand out. So, it's about the time we hurt his leg.
Yeah, so, 3-part surgery.
Yeah, so I was helping him in the bathroom and stuff.
Back then.
I was helping him in the bathroom and stuff, and Han Solo is a big character in Star Wars, and I was just like, bro, we should name ourselves Trai Solo.
I was like, nah.
He was like, what?
Nah.
What? It makes no sense. He was like, you just said Han Solo. Why not Trai Solo? It's 3 of us, but it's one group. It's the perfect name.
Trai Solo.
And I was like, we gotta spell it Trai. I was hell bent on spelling it like that. Because I was like, it just looks different.
You always see the T R-E or the T-R-A-Y or the T-R-E-Y.
Yeah.
You never seen the T-R-A-I?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Right.
Yeah. So and it stuck. Like he used to call us Trai Solo. Like he was like, definitely thought, like when I told him the name of the group, he was like, y'all are Trai Solo. He was like, Trai Solo? That's what he used to say. Now he got his head down. It's stuck now though. It's stuck. Yeah, it's definitely like, so now it's like around Jackson for sure. And it's
really
great, and like give it to him too. Like our name is ringing around Jackson a lot more.
A lot more.
Yeah. So yeah.
So tell me, I want to get into you guys' growth as Trai Solo, but you broke your leg.
Oh no, I didn't break it. Well,
this
is what happened.
Yeah.
This is what happened.
Because you went to school for a basketball scholarship.
For sure.
And so, did you hurt yourself while you were in school? Okay,
so,
got it.
Yeah. So what happened was sophomore year.
Thank you so much for watching the Work and Play podcast. This episode is sponsored by the Boss Up Conference, which is a community for entrepreneurs, CEOs, celebrities, and corporate executives to come together, network, and solve some problems. Thank y'all so much for being supporters of the Work and Play podcast. And thank you for watching the Work and Play podcast and all the episodes before. Now let's get back to the episode.
Around like Labor Day weekend, like we were about to have a 4-day weekend or something like that, this last practice. And we was in the weight room before practice and we were lifting weights. It was leg day. And I'm like, bro, my freaking leg feel weird, bro. Like my foot, like it hurts, but it doesn't hurt. Like what's going on? Feel weird. And so I just kept working out, but I catered to it. So I put a lot more weight on this leg. I was trying to cater it. So we get to practice and we're doing these defensive drills right after we lift weights. So we like jumping up for a rebound and stuff like that. So it's my turn. And you gotta repeatedly throw the ball off the backboard and catch it. Like rebounds, like it's a rebounding drill. And there's 2 of us, so I'm on defense. Coach throws the ball up and I jump up and I catch the ball, and when I landed, I don't know, it felt like somebody just kicked me in the back of my foot. And that's when my Achilles was messed up. So first it was my Achilles. And so from September all the way to season start, well, a week before, I wasn't playing. I was in a boot. And I didn't like to wear my boot because you see how big my foot is. I had to wear a size 12 boot, so it's an extra large boot. So the boot is this long and this high. So my hips were out of line. I've been wearing this boot for months. So my hip is now out of line. So now they gotta get a chiropractor and they gotta yank on my foot, get everything back right so I can play. And I get back and I'm playing. I'm good, everything's cool. And then a couple games in, like, so it was a week before I came back. A couple games in, I got hurt again. And this time it wasn't my Achilles, but it was my ankle bone, like the tibia. So yeah, and that's when coach came in. Well, he brought me into his office and he was like, I think we want a red shirt you, like medical red shirt, but it's your decision though. And I didn't want to, cause it's Scuba, Mississippi. You ever seen Last Chance U?
Yeah.
That's East Mississippi, that's where I went.
Oh, okay.
But I played basketball there. It's the middle of nowhere. Like it's nothing but woods. It's like 600 people live there. It's no food place except Subway. It's a Subway and a gas station. 2 gas stations, and it's a Subway and a gas station, and we got a Dollar General and a motel. That is all. That is all. And like 30 minutes down the road, you find, you know, a McDonald's, you know, and then like another hour down the road, you find Civilization, you know. So I wasn't staying there. No.
So you didn't want to do red shirt?
3 years. I've been there 2 already. Like one, my freshman year. It's sophomore year now, and he wants me to come back again. Oh nah.
He wants you to come back again on the red shirt.
Yeah, medical red shirt.
And you decided you didn't want to go back.
I didn't do that
because of the red shirt, or because you just didn't want to be in East Mississippi.
I didn't want to, just how all the things that happened at East Mississippi. I had a lot of drama there.
Okay.
And off the court. I mean, like, you know, with women. I had a lot of drama there, you know, so okay. I didn't want to stay there. It's such a small place, and you know, when it's small, everybody's in your business, you know. So I'm like, nah, you know, it wasn't nothing major, nothing like that. But I'm like, I'm good. So no, I didn't redshirt.
Okay, got
so
it.
I kept playing.
You did.
I kept playing, hurt. I would just have to wear a boot after every practice. I got to go ice. I got to stick my foot in the ice bucket for 20, 30 minutes. Before practice, I got to do heat and stem. Every practice, every game, I got to get taped. Like, it was a lot, but it's what I had to do. Yeah. It's what I signed up for. If I didn't play basketball 20 hours a week, I'm losing my scholarship. And that's the minimum. I had to, 20 hours a week. So I kept playing, and we ended up winning the state championship. And now it's after season. I graduate in May, and I had surgery a week after. It's like my birthday weekend too. So I'm going up to get surgery, and I'm not gonna lie, I was high. I was high before surgery. So they had to put nerve blockers, so I couldn't feel anything from like my shin all the way down to my toes. Because they said what is it, amnesia?
Anesthetic?
Or yeah, whatever it was, they were putting me to sleep. They said it was gonna hurt me. It could have hurt me. It could have hurt me when I woke up because I was high.
Because you were basically, your body would have recognized all the pain that you were in until you came up, and then you would have.
Exactly. So they put nerve blockers and stuff, and then so my surgery was they reconstructed my tibia. And they repaired all the lateral ligaments around it. And then they took a bone spur out the front of my foot. So I guess a bone spur is like when a piece of your bone chips off or something like that. And it's just sitting there, so they had to take it out. Yuck. So yeah, that was a 3-part surgery.
So what did you actually go to school for?
Wildlife and fisheries.
Wildlife and fishery. Okay. And you got kinesiology. Kinesiology and business.
Double major, yeah.
You guys are a triple threat in so many different ways. If anything ever happens, another corona or something, we know where to go and who to go to the woods with. who's gonna be able to get us together physically, in the nature wise.
For sure.
We got the spiritual vibe, so we're gonna be alright.
I'm very I'm good at navigating too. I know my way around.
Okay.
Like if I see something once, I know how to get back there.
Yeah,
Okay, so now we're back at a place where you are in the bathtub soaking your foot. You are sitting here thinking about, okay, Trai Solo, which turns out to be Trai Solo.
Wow.
And where are you at the time? Where are you?
Oh, where was Jay?
Probably in the other room.
He was on the other room making beats.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you guys are ready to put your first song out there.
Mm-hmm.
It goes on YouTube. And what year is this?
This is late 2019.
On his birthday,
December.
actually.
Yeah, November. You dropped our first song November 15th.
November
15,
15th.
2019.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Dropped
Okay.
a song called Hours. Yeah.
Hours.
Good song.
What was your views? Your first day views on that one?
Very small. This is before he was even our manager, so we didn't understand
We didn't have
promo.
nothing.
So we probably had but we definitely got a lot just off base promo, just sharing it with our friends and stuff like that. We probably got 1,000.
Okay.
In about a month's time, about 1,000.
What genre was that? Was it like rap, alternative at the time?
I put it down in straight hip hop.
Straight hip hop. Okay.
Yeah.
What was you guys' identity at the time? Did you think you were going to be like the next? What did we say? Travis Porter or
Yeah.
what was the vibe?
That song, that was our first song. So I say we didn't really know our vibe yet. We just knew that we understood music concepts, and our engineer said he thought we went to music school. Like my homie Simba, he went to a school
For the arts.
and I don't know exactly the city, but he thought we were classmates. He thought that's how I knew Simba. I knew him as a kid growing up, So I really just learned by watching and doing. I was explaining that to my manager too. That was what I was good. That was really my gift in basketball. Wasn't the fastest, didn't jump the highest. I had a great jump shot. But I was extremely smart, and I go do my homework. I hated schoolwork, but I go home when Coach say go home and watch this player. I go home and watch this player, and I watch 10 more.
Very high.
I go watch 10 more players. So I explained that when he'd give us stuff to work on in our music, I go look it up. You say work on cadence. I was go YouTube is the best thing ever invented, bro. I wish I came up with it. I'd be man. I just go in there and type
anything.
How to be a songwriter 101 or
how to start a song.
What is cadence?
Yeah.
And I do that like every day. I do that. So
educate yourself.
Yeah. So
I'll tell
now,
you one thing, man. Beat making would have been different for me if I did not have YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. YouTube gonna get the biggest shout out.
It'd have been so much
and just getting inspiration.
Yeah, absolutely. So now that you guys, out of the three of you, you all have your own journeys, your own career, and we didn't even hit on the legal, your legal router career. Did you say legal router? What did you say?
Oh, you talking about when I work now? You talking about my job?
Yes.
Yeah, I work at a law firm. I'm
Legal runner, right?
Yeah, I'm a runner.
That's what you said, right? So, and everyone has their own journey and their path from their 9 to 5. So now you guys are in the music. Well, before I even ask you this question, what was it like launching your career in 2019, and then what happened after you guys launched that first song?
Man, up and down roller coaster. What people I don't think they understand about dropping music is every time you drop a song, it's like your birthday, all over again. So family want to cook your favorite meals, and you have people you ain't talk to. This family, the song isn't big enough for people, random people be like, oh, I knew you in high school. You know what I'm saying? But family members that I ain't talked to in a minute, they'll have an opinion on the music that I ain't talked to them forever. And just because you respect them, it hit here. When they say you shouldn't do this and do that, it'll be like, wow, you know what I'm saying? But it's not it makes you think just because I respect that person's opinion. I love them, you know what I'm saying? So, when we started dropping music, we got a lot of that. And we had to get to the point to where we didn't care what other people thought. It wasn't so much the outside, it was more so you didn't care. It's not that you didn't care what your family thought, but you didn't let it affect where you were going. We didn't let them knock the train off the tracks. Because that's happened before. With major jobs. I was finna start doing this lighting thing in Texas. Working on light poles and stuff. And I let my mama tell me I'm not ashamed to say it. I did. So I was determined to not let that happen with the music.
So as entrepreneurs, I'm a solo entrepreneur, and I think what I resonate with is, as entrepreneurs, we have to like kind of put ourselves in a cocoon or put ourselves in an environment where everyone is going to either allow you to do you or feed your dream. And it sounds like you guys experienced that when it came to launching your music and your family providing you insight. So as a solo entrepreneur, I can control my at least one, you know, my 2 ears, my brain and stuff. So how do you guys get on one accord when it comes to getting really clear on what you guys are doing and try to block, what's that, 6 different vantage points of changing you guys' direction?
That's such a good question. Like he's never wavered. Like he always knew from day one. Even when he wasn't a part of the group, he always said like we gonna do something great together. You know, he didn't know it was gonna be Trai Solo. He just knew it was gonna be something great. And him right here, he always had basketball. Like later years in high school, he was on the news a lot. He was a star in basketball. So he had that going for him. And even though he didn't have everything going for him, he like his want to be great in music was so powerful that like I even looked at him like I wish I was at least in his shoes. You know what I'm saying? So like,
in what regard?
Like the way he viewed himself, like how much confidence he had in himself in the music. Even though he said, "I know I'm not the best." He like, y'all make certain songs, we make certain verses on certain songs. He's like, it's so much pressure on him to make sure. I'm just trying to level it out. Yeah, I'm just trying not to get emotional, but he'd be like, he just be trying to make sure he hold his end on the song.
Yeah, for sure.
But I was like, why do you say that? Like, I'm the best record. He has the best verse on there. Like, For My Night is probably our biggest record.
For sure.
So, and he has the best verse on the song. So, like, I be trying to tell him it's in him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, that's the thing. You saying, you right, because it could fall apart. Like, tomorrow he could be like, he want to pursue animals full time. Or he want to find something else to do. But, like, I trust him and I trust him.
We trust each other, man. We trust each other.
Like, so I know if he ever had that thought, he'll come to me first. Before he just made it.
Communication is key.
Yeah, communication is key.
But I see it. Even though he went to bed early last night. He went to bed at 4 a.m.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I'm giving him his props. He never listen. Listen. Wait a minute. I definitely see.
He got higher standards for himself, clearly.
Bro, I just see the passion. Like at one point, me and him talked about it. He was like, "Bro, you gonna have to make this train work." Like, cause at one point he wasn't working.
Man, I was just playing Fortnite.
He wasn't working, and he was like, "I was working. I still got my same job. I work a night job, where I'm slaving for pennies on the dollar." I told. Bro, come on, bro. I told him I speak the truth.
We can't lie.
Listen. So, like, at one point, he would be like, you got to keep the train going. Like, you can't let it die. So, I made sure. And he was like, one day they're going to catch up, watch and see. One day they're gonna get where you at mentally. And it happened. Like last night. He probably been in bed 12 o'clock.
5 hours? True.
But he was up. And being engaged in the session we had going on at the Airbnb.
Remember I said I used to be an imitator. I used to imitate people's music. So I didn't work on myself. Like I didn't never work on my own music, never worked on my own stuff. I'm always practicing other people, trying to perfect their stuff, you know? So, you know, he said, hey, bro, what we gonna do? We go to the studio or not? Like, you wanna do this? You want this? At first, I was doubtful. I was like, bro, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know, bro. We've been back and forth with this music thing all our lives. And it's, you know, still can't get it together. Like, you know, like, for real, like, what we're gonna do? But we're here now, you know?
So I have a question. What do you do personally to help yourself find your sound? What does that look like as an artist who has sang his whole life and recognized that he was an imitator? So now what do you do to find your sound?
I try to like sing on many beats as I can, like, but don't sound the same on none of them. You know, try to. It's hard because I don't write like they write. Like we don't write together. We all write separate, but it'll be days when we do write together. Like we'll have sessions where we all writing on the same beat together. But how I write is he'll send me a beat or I'll go get a beat and I will get my voice recorder and I will, you know, play the song and the beat and I will freestyle. I'll freestyle my flows and I'll save it and I'll go back into my notes and I'll go to the beat and that's how I write. I'll go off that voice recording. Like if I sound something good, I mean if I hear something good, but you know, if I hear a good flow, I'm trying to get some words for it. But that's how I write. It's a good way to write, but at the same time it's time consuming.
Right. So based on how I didn't hear that. What would you say? You like the melodies?
No, he writes in melodies.
You write in melodies. So was it always that way, or is that how has that changed from where you started?
I feel like it's always been that way because I was never a rapper. Like I couldn't never like go down and just write down rhymes. Like I was always the guy that I hear the vibe or I hear the perfect note or I hear that note that I want to sing on. And like I just go off that and I'll do it before I forget it because I'll forget it quick. Like I'm the type of person if I don't write it down or record it, it's gone in 10 seconds. Like it never been there. So annoying. And most of my best flows from my songs come from the first flow that I do. So it's always good to have my phone out when I'm doing, like when I'm writing and stuff like that, because once I lose it, it's hard to come back. Most of it never comes back most of the time.
I be sick, man.
Yeah, he be mad at me.
Sick.
I'll be telling them.
If the juice
be
goes
so
away,
good.
like, I need to
It be so good.
Yeah, like he'll be playing the beat and I'll be just be going crazy. And then right when you stop the beat, he'll be like, "Did you record it?"
No.
And then my phone's all the way on the side of the room on the charger. Like, nah.
I'm like, bro, how does this remotely make sense? You be giving away all this sauce and it never come back. Like.
So you guys launched your music November 2019, and as we all know, 2020 hit, and most of 2020 was Auntie Rona, right? So you guys were on an uptick. You guys launched your music. What was it like to, like, what was the next thing that you guys did in 2020, and what was the plan? Because everybody had plans for 2020. I know you guys had plans for 2020. What happened?
I think we can all get this. In our own
perspective.
Yeah, for sure. Like mine would be, I just started working. I work, and then I used the work to make music. Like I made one of my best songs in the truck at work. So I'm loading, and I'm making this song. Like first I got a melody, then I made the chorus. I made the words. And I'm like, wow, this is strong. Like what I'm saying is crazy. And then I used to do that. That's what I do. Like I let the struggles at work, I let it
fuel the music.
And it still does that to this day. So that's why I haven't left my job.
So you're still at your 9 to 5.
Yeah. And
no, we all are actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, because you're roofing.
You're floor installer now.
Oh, sorry, right, floor installer. You're a runner in the legal, and that has its own, like, you can learn so much from the legal perspective.
I've learned so much because I had no job. That was it's my first job.
Really?
I didn't know how to do nothing.
Because you've been to school, right. And then you got your 9 to 5.
Package handler.
Package handling.
UPS.
Got it. So
yeah, you're strong. You see,
it allows you to work on your music in the daytime, and allows you to work
so when I'm up. Yeah, so I work one of the hardest trucks at my job, so I probably sleep to I get off about 4 a.m. and I still be wired from work. So I might write something when I first get out of work. But I probably, most times I go to sleep about 6 a.m. And I wake up probably 2 to 3 p.m., maybe 4 if I'm tired enough. And so I work on my music. That's all I was doing. The Rona, we didn't go outside. Like I told you, my mother couldn't have kids. So she don't play.
I'm not about to lose one of my babies to Rona.
Not at all.
Not
at all. So
not playing.
So we didn't go outside literally barely at all. I sneak away, go to my homie house. We make beats and we'll work on music.
For sure.
That's about it. I ain't hooped. You know, I told you I love to hoop. I ain't hooped in probably 2 years.
Ooh.
It's been 2019, maybe around like the summer. No, actually, I'm lying.
So how did you guys keep your skills sharp? And now that you, over the last couple of months, you guys have now re-released your group as Trai Solo. How have you guys gotten to a place where now you're ready to go back out into the world and release the music again?
Repetition.
Consistency.
Repetition and consistency. At this point, when we first started, it was like, can we do this? Now we know we can. It's not about if we gonna pop, it's about when. So we just keep making music, keep making newer stuff. Cause I feel like I told you, we had this project for over a year. So when we do drop it, I feel like it's gonna be refreshing, and we can't get relaxed, cause like we've been holding it, you know. So we know what's on there, and we know what it's gonna do. It's just about how we portray it. It's about how we execute the rollout.
Can you share what the project is? What do we have to look out for?
Can we give a name?
This isn't gonna go out until you guys launch it. So
alright. So the name of the project is Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, Rookie of the Year.
The name of the project is Rookie of the Year. It's an album. It has 12 songs. It has a few features on there, like maybe 4 or 5. And
people we know, like people the world know.
We got 1 or 2 on there that we know for. I know that the world knows.
Yeah.
So yes, they still growing too, but they definitely know. Yeah. So like, and the others are people around the city that we believe in.
Yeah.
Cause our city has the crab bucket mentality. Like the stigma around our city is like they don't help each other. We don't help each other.
Everybody's on themselves, you know, and they don't help. It's crab bucket. Basically, they all pull each other down. It's no camaraderie. That's his favorite word. Camaraderie. It's no togetherness.
But you guys are going out, and the people who love you in Mississippi do love you. So sure. You guys are gonna launch this project. You said when?
It doesn't have a final date yet.
All right, so we're gonna look out to, but it's gonna be 2021,
this year.
Right?
Oh, it's gonna
be 2021. So I guess I have one final question for you guys, and I kind of asked it before, but I think so. One of the things that I like to do on this show is really reach back to people who have been in our shoes. And one thing that I hear from everyone's story, you guys have your own set of like challenges. I'm not even gonna say failures, but challenges, setbacks. And I want to say, just because this is how my energy is, I want to say like your passion for music from young is kind of like the way that I see you guys' story. It's always kind of been his heartbeat, bringing you guys back to music.
For sure.
Literally, if you have always been constant on music, you have been waiting on them to come back to you, and then you guys were waiting on him to grow up to start doing music. Now you guys are in a place where you can create it, right?
Yep, for sure.
So this question is for you guys to continue down in your own future, but I think your answer to it will also help others who are on their way to you guys' path to either figuring out how to get with their 3 brothers or how to even just do something on their own. So I'm curious to know, as you lock in 2021, music is now the thing. You are now chasing your passion. You guys still have your 9 to 5, so there's still some more transition to go. What is that one thing that you guys are gonna lock in on, and how do you guys stay, I guess, connected to this one vision so that you can continue to move forward in this passion? How do you stay consistent in this passion going forward?
Hey guys, it's Ariel from the Work and Play podcast. If you're getting any value from this channel, and I mean anything from the tutorials to the podcast to the random videos that you see on this channel, then I just ask that you do one thing. Please subscribe. Subscribe and share this to anyone that you think this resonates with, and drop a comment below so I know what other things that you want to see next. Now let's get back to the episode.
Well, first off, when we first started, I always can see a stop point. You know, I can see, do you want to stop now? You want to give up now? It's time to give up now, you know, type stuff. But now I don't see there's no light at the end of the tunnel. I don't see no ending, you know. I couldn't see myself not making music every day. If I don't make music, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, you know. That's why I don't know what I would do if I lost my ears. Like I would be like, man, I'd be in a dark place. I wouldn't even be myself no more. Cause you know me, I gotta listen to music all day. It's just me. Even if it's our music or not, it's just gotta be in my blood. Like I gotta feel energy waves. Like I gotta feel it all.
So you're saying the way that you're saying locked in, there is no other option.
No, it's
not.
I
think that's been consistent since you.
Yeah, I feel like.
Okay, so what about you?
Music is his language. That's how I feel with him. Music is the way he communicates. It's the way he understands. It's the way he copes. It's the way he vibes. Like, music is it. So, I lost my train of thought.
How are you gonna lock in on this passion? How do you stay committed to the vision?
Just the same way. Like, I made it a way of life, kind of. I made it the way, it's like the same way, like I put my shoes on when I leave the house. It has to be like that. And if it's not, you won't see the results you want, because you're not putting the same, energy. It's like, it's an energy thing. You put the energy you want out. So that's my thing, putting enough energy in it. Well, I'm putting the most energy. I'm gonna say that, putting the most energy possible in the music, so I can get the most back. It's a what is it?
Reciprocal.
Exactly. Reciprocated.
I love it. And how are we gonna stay locked into the vision to move forward, and how are we gonna help these other folks stay committed to the vision as well?
All right. Well, first, I want to commend on what you said about people being able to take that leap on their own, and us having a group. It's a little easier. It's not completely easier, but I do want to just give a shout out to those who do it on their own, like solo artists. I don't know, man. Yeah. Just imagine standing on what you're saying on your own. Like, I have these two to help.
Back you up.
What we say earlier, secure the vibe.
Secure the vibe. Yes.
So I always want to shout out solo artists. Like, they the biggest. They got the utmost respect for me. But it's pertaining to how I make sure this train never stops. Consistency. And just a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? Just continue to love each other. Because I feel like we're all talented,
Yeah, but we all understand, though, that being in this business, like, giving it all just still may not be enough.
Exactly.
We have to be exaggerating with, like, how we prepare ourselves, because the failure could, like, be, like, the worst alternative. Like, you think you did great, but everybody around you, shows you different, And I think that's, like, important, that you be prepared to fall. You be prepared to fall. You be prepared to stand up tall. You be prepared to be yourself, because this where it is rough, and it will eat you up. It will.
And we gotta perfect the business side.
For sure.
I seen somewhere somebody was like, music game is 90% business and 10% music. Like, so we got the 10%. The music part, we're gonna keep getting better with music. For sure. It's about being gurus in the business field. I feel like that will make us as a group so much more dangerous.
Yes, and we talked about that in the beginning, from the numbers to marketing. I know we talked about a couple things.
Me being a Spotify legend.
Yes. So great things that are coming out of you guys. I'm really, really honored that you guys chose this platform to share your story, because I was already excited about hearing how three brothers got together, three different paths, and came together to do music. But so often we talk about career pivots. We talk about pivoting, like, for a passion, and here you guys are actually doing it. So I think if anybody is out there listening, just to trust if you are on the path, to trust your passion. And if you do have two supporters out here who are willing to go in all full throttle on it with you, then I encourage you guys to just listen to these brothers' story, because there's a lot to learn, and it's a lot that you guys are probably going to learn after you watch this this recorded, and kind of do some self-reflecting as you guys, each and every one of you guys, find your sound. So without further ado, the folks in the who are watching and listening definitely need to figure out how to find you. So where can we find your music, and where can we find your next project?
You can find us on Apple Music and Spotify, all major platforms, at Trai Solo, TraiSolo, and you can find us on Instagram, TraiSolo.
Any other platforms too? It's just Trai Solo.
Just type in Trai Solo.
Type Trai Solo everywhere. YouTube, Amazon. Title.
We on the lookout for Rookie of the Year, though, because, man.
Yeah, Rookie of the Year.
All right. Well, again, I'm your host, Ariel Young.
And we're Trai Solo.
Trai Solo.
Trendy.
Thank y'all.
Truck.
Thank you. Do it for me one more time.
Leezy, Truck, Trendy.
Trucky Trees.
That is Trai Solo. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. Until next time, peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out.